This has the feeling of one of those Michael Schumacher days about it, doesn't it? Changeable conditions, crucial choices to be made on whether to run a full wet tyre, an intermediate or a dry, and a long, long race in prospect. The track is very, very wet indeed, and although it's not raining at the moment, and we do expect a drying line to appear before too long, if it doesn't rain again, everybody's telling us that there is more rain in the air, and so a very uncertain couple of hours in front of us, and don't we love the prospect. When the 5 lights go out, 70 laps of this race, unless we hit 2 hours first, but that's a long, long way off. Away they go, look for Barrichello accelerating, Massa is slow away, Raikkonen's had a good start, and Massa is being attacked by De La Rosa as they run down 4 abreast into the first corner. Massa's already lost 2 places. Look at Barrichello up into 2nd place then. Michael Schumacher, is that Schumacher? He's up in 5th or 6th place. What a phenomenal start by Michael Schumacher. Coming down towards turn 2, De La Rosa has a look down the inside of Rubens Barrichello. Schumacher is right up there with Fisichella. Alonso's in the middle of a huge sandwich. On board with Alonso. Looks like one of the Williams was going around the outside there. I wonder if it was Nico Rosberg. What a dramatic start. What a fabulous start for Michael Schumacher. Kimi Raikkonen leading then. We're riding on board with the Renault. That's Rosberg on our right.
Yeah, I saw 2 cars touch it. I think it's a Sauber and a Williams maybe, going around turn 5 or turn 4. You see another car running slowly as well around turn 6. So and one of the Super Aguris off is Yamamoto. Obviously stalled the car there, or some technical problem, not being able to get it going again. But Michael has actually got past Massa as well, and he's storming up through the field. I think he's up into 4th place. This is amazing.
It's been good by both of the championship contenders. A great start by both of them. Kimi Raikkonen leading this one with Rubens Barrichello chasing him down.
Yeah, as we see Fernando trying to do a move on Massa here. He seems to appear to have the grip over Massa, and yeah, these Michelins definitely seem to be working well in these conditions. And up the front, apparently, you can see that Rubens is actually closing on and hounding. So you see that they nearly touched. So going into the last corner, that was a fantastic manoeuvre from Alonso there, down the inside on Massa, and Massa's really struggling for grip here. And I think at the front, yeah, we can see Rubens closing in actually on Kimi, and really hounding him here on his wet tyres.
Oh, there's a spin now. I think that's Kubica. BMW goes right round, and well, he was lying in 8th place, but he's now dropped down behind Liuzzi. Trulli goes past him as well, so he's out of the top 10, he's out of the top 15 even. There he goes.
Yeah, as we see, he's just clipped the curb there around turn 7, and just spun the car around. He's kept the engine alive, and we're seeing another replay here of Alonso actually having a go down the inside and making it through, taking Fisichella there around the fast right-hander, and that moves him up another position into P5 now, so he's right on Michael Schumacher's tail after this lap.
And out of the race goes Mark Webber. Well, poor old Mark Webber. Don't know what the reason is this time, but that is yet another retirement for Webber. On board with Jenson Button. Diving up the inside, DC, David Coulthard for 8th place. Button's into the points.
We can see now Alonso has closed the gap to Michael, so this is going to be the fight. This is it now.
Between the 2 championship contenders, Alonso right on the tail of Michael Schumacher. Yellow flags are being waved though before turn 11. He mustn't overtake Schumacher under wave yellow flags. Schumacher gets racing. You can see the steering wheel action. He wants to try and keep him off. There's been real niggle has got into the relationship between these two of late. They both had a bit to say about each other. It's starting to get a bit reminiscent of the Prost and Senna era. Such similar drivers on a similar level. It's wonderful needle between them, and now that needle is right here on the racetrack. Alonso's clearly faster. He's going to try and force his way through up the inside of Schumacher, who cuts across him, but he will have another chance. Great racing here at the Hungaroring on lap 3 between the 2 championship rivals, battling over 4th place. Raikkonen leading, Barrichello 2nd, De La Rosa 3rd. This is the scrap for 4th then. They're 10 seconds behind the race leader.
Yeah, this is some great racing going on here between Alonso and Michael, as Alonso had a great run out of turn 1. Michael's defending the inside, he knows he's there as he looks in his mirrors going into turn 2. Alonso's taking the typical karting line, the wet line round the outside, keeps trying to sort of slingshot Michael and getting a good run on him out of the corner. And yeah, Michael's having to really work hard now.
He's 4 seconds a lap slower than race leader Raikkonen. That's why Alonso is so much more quick. than Michael Schumacher. He is 4 seconds off Raikkonen's pace, so clearly he's in a very vulnerable time. Alonso's going around the outside of him. This is the first time these two have taken each other on all season on the racetrack. Every other pass has taken place in the pits. Wonderful track action there between the two of them. Alonso's through, up into 4th place, and that's the first time he's had the upper hand over Schumacher for almost a month.
Yeah, that was a great passing manoeuvre as he goes around the outside, as we're seeing here on the replay, and just more grip basically and more traction allows him to put his foot down earlier. Michael had no way around that move at all. That was fantastic. It was a great move, really daring, and as you see here, just all the way around the outside like champ car style or something on an oval.
It has started to rain again now in the pit lane. It's coming down quite
Sorry
heavy
to cut
drizzle.
across your Ted, but De La Rosa's had a go at Barrichello. He's passed him through turn 2. Up into 2nd place goes Pedro De La Rosa, the stand-in for Juan Pablo Montoya, after the Colombian pulled out of Formula 1 and going round there and spinning, I think, is Antonio Liuzzi in the Toro Rosso.
As we're just seeing a move here between Jenson and Massa. That's how he got by, and again another clean move, and Massa seems to be it's actually Michael. So yeah, very good pass there. I mean, again, really clean. The car's nearly touching on the exit of turn 1 there, and yeah, Jenson driving really well.
Christian Klein, who started this race from the pit lane in the spare car after a fuel leak on his race car, and he is out of this one. And there he is, just travelling backwards into the tyre barriers at the bottom of the hill. Kimi Raikkonen's leading, De La Rosa is 2nd, Massa has a spin as well. 7th place Felipe Massa, having started on the front row of the grid, is not having a great time here in the race this afternoon. And now look at Fisichella forcing his way up the inside. And they touch, I think the front wing of Fisichella's car touched the left rear wheel of Michael Schumacher. Now Schumacher swings in from the outside, giving him room. He's given Fisichella lots of room. They're side by side. Don't forget their teammate here of Alonso. There was definitely contact there, no question at all. Down the straight they go. And Fisichella, is he going to be motivated by a bit of anger now to have a lunge up the inside? No. Discretion, the better part of valour for Fisichella. Tremendous scrap here. Back at the Hungaroring, this is lap 17. Giancarlo Fisichella attacking Michael Schumacher, and he's knocked his front wing off. The front left-hand side of Michael Schumacher's front wing has been tagged by Fisichella in the Renault, teammate to Fernando Alonso, of course, who has an interest in the championship against Michael Schumacher. And that's going to be quite a contentious moment, I imagine. There'll be quite a bit said about that. That's one of the, that's Fisichella, he's gone off big time as well into the tyre barrier at turn 8. Is that car wrecked, or can he keep going? He's trying to drive it out rallycross style. And we're told he stopped at turn 8.
And this is, I believe, McLaren going wide there as well. So yeah, the track's getting pretty treacherous out there. It's continuing to rain. You see a BMW Sauber spin as well. That's again Robert Kubica, and the front nose is off of that as well. So he's going to need to come into the pits, and a similar pit stop as what Michael had to do with a nose change. Yeah, this is really getting tough for the drivers out there now. Oh, and there's a big crash there.
Big crash here, very big crash indeed. Can't see who's involved in it. One of the Toro Rossos, I think. And one of the McLarens is involved as well. Is it Raikkonen? It is Raikkonen. Kimi Raikkonen is out of this Grand Prix. He's obviously been lapping one of the slower cars. Let's take a look at what happened. He's leading this train. He just runs smash straight into the back of the Toro Rosso of, I think it's Antonio Liuzzi. It is. That's Raikkonen in front. Wallop! Look at the parts of bodywork everywhere. Almost rolls the car over the top of Liuzzi. And what a dramatic incident. Safety car has been deployed here. You're not allowed to overtake, remember, until you've crossed through the green flag line. Nice dry line on the right, but Alonso doesn't want any of it. He wants to stay on the wet, keep his tyres nice and cool. Everybody else does not follow that advice, except Nick Heidfeld. And as they come down to into turn 1, and they've got some contact already. That's Ralf Schumacher making contact with one of the Ferraris. And Jenson Button up there. This is on board with Felipe Massa, and it was Takuma Sato who was in the mix there. Jenson Button has gone past Ralf Schumacher. He was running second, don't forget, anyway, Jenson Button, so 1 or 2 cars between himself and the race leader at the restart, Sato. And then one of the prizes, Michael Schumacher, who's lost it at turn 2. Schumacher from 7th place has had a spin. What's happened here? Yeah, round he goes. And look at the Honda bods bobbing up and down. That's a sign of some tension, isn't it? The Achilles tendons shortening and lengthening. And I bet they wish that Jenson Button could take a bit more than just a couple of tenths a lap out of Alonso. He's got the gap down to 5 seconds now. He's chiseling away at it, is Jenson Button. And maybe the pit stops for dry tyres will give him an opportunity. Kubica now all over the back of Massa. Massa gives him room, that was fair. And Kubica dives through. And on his debut, he is now in a points-paying position. The first Polish driver ever in Formula One is in the points.
Yeah, it was a good clean move there by Robert Kubica, and down the inside of Massa. Caught him sleeping a bit, I feel. He didn't feel like he could come down the inside that soon in the corner.
Race leader Alonso is now coming under pressure from Jenson Button, who's taken 0.4 of a second out of him in the first sector alone. He's catching him hand over fist, and Button will soon be challenging for the lead of this Grand Prix. Ted Kravitz, this is a vital pit stop for the Honda team.
It certainly is, and there aren't any tyres in the pit lane for him. So just fuel for Jenson Button. He's doing exactly the same as he did in Spa last year. As we said, a little adjustment to the front wing. A good stop, but no tyres. He's doing exactly the same. These tyres, these Michelin's working well for Jenson.
Ralf Schumacher's lapping in the 131s on dry tyres out there compared to Button, who's in the 127s. So at the moment, you'd have to say that it's not quite time for the dries, but it doesn't look like Alonso's got much choice. Yeah,
the one thing you have to take into consideration as well is that it does take about 2 or 3 laps to even get the heat into the tyres. So we have to wait and see what Ralf can do in a couple of laps. I mean, he's our guideline as, yes, he's just set his fastest first sector of the race so far, 31.1, and that compares to De La Rosa's his fastest personal best split of a 31.8.
Hang on, Alonso didn't have a great start there, did he? Struggling to get tyre temperature into those dry tyres. It's a risky moment this for the World Championship leader. Michael Schumacher has moved up into 5th place, so he's still a threat. There's Pedro de la Rosa looking for his first podium in Formula One. And there is Alonso. He's off! Fernando Alonso is off! The World Championship leader has stopped, and Jenson Button not only leads, but he leads by 22 seconds. And that's a rear suspension failure or something. The wheel nut flies off, is it? The wheel nut's blown off. The right rear corner, I believe.
Yeah, well, we saw him exiting turn 1 really, really slowly. That wasn't his fault at all. It was actually the rear right wheel nut that's fallen off. You can see the car wiggles there, and he's off. He's into the barrier. Completely not his fault at all. The Renault team have made a mistake.
How far off the pace is Michael Schumacher? Well, he's just done a 1:29, and his teammate, who's just switched to the dry tyres, the same car, is lapping in the low 125s. So Schumacher is over 4 seconds a lap slower than his own teammate, the same car. Here comes De La Rosa now. Has he got the drive he needs? They're side by side along the main straight. It looks like a cigarette paper wouldn't fit between them, but no, he can't quite make it. Maybe if he was a little bit bolder, he might try, but I'm sure he's thinking about where and when. Maybe down the inside into turn 2. He's going to have a run at him. No, he's not. Already Schumacher in this race has been wheel banging with Giancarlo Fisichella. He's been close with Alonso as well. And now he's got a 3rd close encounter.
Yeah, this is great stuff, as you can really see that the dry line in certain places, like here, going into turn 4, is just single file. There's no way you can overtake on the inside like he's trying to do into turn 1 or any other corner where it's like that, like this, into turn 6. You can see as he's having a go, this is going to be close. He's squeezing him onto the wet. They do touch, I think, and Michael concedes. What's he going to do? He's gone straight over the chicane. He has to let him past, and he does. But
oh, he doesn't make it easy for him. I'm not sure about that at all. He's got to let him through because he cut the chicane and took an advantage because of it. I think he really should let De La Rosa through because he took advantage by cutting the chicane in that corner when De La Rosa clearly had the line.
Yeah, I mean, let's see if Pedro can do it again on the exit. He gets again, good drive. He's on the inside, but Michael's now aware of it. He knows it's going to happen, and yes, he slides wide again. He cuts the chicane, but this time he does let him get away with it.
Pedro de la Rosa then through into 2nd place as Heidfeld takes a look as they come out of turn 3 up the hill towards the very fast turn 4, the left-hander, taking 125 miles an hour when it's completely dry. with 4 laps to go as Heidfeld takes a look. This is where De La Rosa made the pass. He goes deep. Schumacher resists. What's happened? What's happened? Is he through or isn't he? Looks like Schumacher's had to cross the chicane again. Once again, probably not having anywhere else to go. One of the Toyota's, Jarno Trulli, is out of this race. But what happened at the front there between Schumacher and Heidfeld? Michael's slowing right down. Heidfeld's going to drive right round him, and Schumacher's in trouble. It looks like both of the World Championship contenders are going to be out of this race.
I think what happened was, as he's going very slowly here, I think there is damage to the Ferrari. I saw the car get a little jolt there as he tried to turn in on Heidfeld that was overtaking him. I mean, another great move. And yes, the left front is damaged.
Look at the state of this. Look at the state of Michael Schumacher's tyres. He will be absolutely furious. He gave it his best shot. He stayed out on intermediate tyres that had given their best. It's championship neutral then as Schumacher 2 retires from this Grand Prix. And let's hope the floodgates now open for Jenson Button, as they did for Nigel Mansell and for Damon Hill before him, because here in his 113th Grand Prix start, he's proved the critics wrong. They said he might never win a Grand Prix. He's done it! Jenson Button wins the Hungarian Grand Prix! Get in there!
Yes, 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 I can't believe I was the one commentating for this race. Martin Brundle, what have you done? This is fantastic, fantastic for the team. I'm so happy. You can see everyone cheering there. All my guys, this is just emotional stuff.
Wow, what a day. You know, it's been amazing. The weather conditions have made the race very, very difficult for everyone, but coming through from 14th and winning the race, I couldn't have done it in a better way, I don't think. You know, I need to thank everyone. The strategy was fantastic. And everyone within the team has done a great job this weekend, and it's nice to see that we've got a car that can win races. And you know, the team deserve this. They've been working so hard, and it's taking so many years to get here. But we're finally here. I've also got to say a big thank you to everyone at the factory and everyone back in the UK that's supporting me, because you know, they've never lost faith, which is the amazing thing.